everyone, John here. You're watching Outside Media, and you've reached the go-kart episode. Let's get to it. Alright, let me talk to you guys a little bit about my philosophy for this. Last video, check it out, right here, not sure. We got the old Tecumseh engine running, and I wanted to put it on this go-kart and make it do something. So I picked up this go-kart from a local guy. I'm gonna just try and throw this motor on it. It probably needs a bigger motor. I learned that this Tecumseh is like a 3.5 horsepower, probably like late 70s era. But we're gonna throw it on. It was dirt cheap, paid $5 for it, got another $5-10 bucks into little parts and pieces to make it run. Got $100 into the go-kart frame. I wanna see like what I can do today before the sun goes down. See if I can make myself a working go-kart. I know the first thing I gotta make sure is that my clutch fits. I got this little Amazon clutch. It's turned out to be an Amazon build, I guess. We'll go from here, but we might continue the theme, who knows? Gonna throw this clutch on, pull the pulley off, get it ready to go, mock it up on the frame, and see where we have to go from there. Well, the struggle bus continues to take me for a ride. I measured the diameter of this right here, and that was 3/4. But where the keyway is, it's probably 5/8. And since this is a 3.5 horsepower engine, that's probably what it is. And I didn't think about that. Well, I got a 3/4 inch clutch. So I went looking around my barn, and I found genuine Honda snowblower engine. This is like a 196 cc, and I know it had a bigger shaft on it, but when I went to put the clutch on there, it was not quite, well, the shaft is a little bit bigger, so this must have like a metric shaft or something. Then I went over to my other Mo-Kart project here that has a known good running Briggs & Stratton Intech, like 6.5 horse. And I took the pulley off and I went like this. I went like this. Come on now. You were just on there. I went like this. And I had a fitting clutch. Hate to disappoint you guys if you were looking forward to a underpowered Tecumseh go-kart. But I think we'll save that engine for something else. I think it'd be better suited to a mini bike or something. I'll keep my eyes open, but we're gonna throw that Briggs on here and see how it fits, see how everything lines up, and I'm guessing this should be pretty simple. But those are always famous last words, right? It's almost like it was meant to be. Well, the mock-up's going pretty well. This thing kind of just slotted right into place. This was like a replacement engine that I had on an old snowblower that came with it that clearly wasn't original to it, but my clutch lines up with the chain pretty nice. I got adjustment in the slots. I guess the gas tank needs to be bolted down yet, but should be able to make that work. So I'm going to scrounge for some nuts and bolts and see what I can do here, if I can make this thing work. Okay guys, I got me an engine mounted. Took a little bit longer than I thought. I did some finagling around with the bolt that'll hold the clutch onto the crank. Since there's no set screw, I had to come up with some washers and spacers and stuff to make that work. But I got it all solid on there. I think I got the chain lined up good enough. This thing it's together, but it isn't perfect, so I'm just trying to make this thing work, prove that it'll work. And then we can make it better from there, break it, see what breaks first, fix it. So here's the motor on the chassis. Chain's pretty good, but I've got a variable, I don't know, I gotta find a grub screw to see if I can put in that keyway. But it rolls, should move under its own power. I gotta grab the cover for this and figure out what I need to do for throttle, because this was on a snowblower, so this is the throttle. I'm gonna have to rig something up to work with the pedal. The pedal should move this rod right here, like so, moving that cable like that. So I'll see what I can manage to rig up, and I'll pull you guys back in here when I'm done. Goofing off, I figured out a way to make the throttle work. We're going to test it out in a minute here, but I've got the cable running through this screw with a hole drilled through it and a nut just to hold the cable through. I have it drilled, a hole drilled into the arm, the throttle arm. And the cable just runs up here, goes through this bracket. When you push on the gas, pulls the throttle. So you can see we might have a return issue, but that spring pulls the throttle linkage back. I loosened up this nut to make it free, so that this isn't like on a friction disc. And I'm gonna put the rear end up and see what happens here. See if we can start it up and test the throttle. See what we got. I'm gonna see how many pulls this thing takes to start, but I've had it running before, so it shouldn't be too bad. Might have a little throttle adjustment to do here. Well, I still got light out the windows and my battery's dying on this camera. I think it's time to strap on the GoPro, see what this thing does. Oh, that was an interesting ride. I made it up and down the road. Hope you guys could see that. The angle may not have been the best, but that's okay. Met one of the neighbors across the street. She was super cool. She told me everybody around here likes things with wheels and motors and stuff, and she said the neighbors do a poker run with anything wheeled and motored in October. So I'm gonna be probably associating with the neighbors a little bit too. Turns out I moved into a pretty nice little spot, so. But I lost the chain on the cart. Let me show you. As soon as I stopped, brakes are marginal, but they do work. Also, the clutch is like smoking, so I don't know if that was $18.99 well spent or not, but it really, once it engaged, it really got up and went, and I kind of got scared. So get that chain tightened up a little bit more and try and run it around again. It really didn't like being on the on the terrain, like the grass and stuff. Definitely opened up when I got on the road, so I don't know, I thought the neighbor was gonna come yell at me, but she turned out to be one of us, so I'm gonna try and fix that chain a little bit. Maybe I'll throw a helmet on and give you guys a better shot. Well, I got the Chain a little bit tighter. A little better, but not great. I don't know if it's gonna make that much difference, but just for you guys, I'm gonna throw a helmet on and try and get stranded out there. So, hold tight. You're welcome, guys, because it's raining out here too, so it's gonna be a good one. See if we can't burn that clutch up too. Lost the chain. Whoa. Got to go back home, dude. Well, there it is. That's all I'm doing for this one. But let me just show you guys the state of this machine. This is basically as I got it. And I just want to show you, you don't need to go wild to have a little fun. So check this thing out. So the steering. Oh yeah, it's loose. But hey, it doesn't feel loose. You've got kill switch taped on the steering tube. We've got this is my favorite part, and the part I think is most of our problem. But the sprocket is just infinitely variable. I don't know, you guys probably saw it when I had her up in the air, but the rear axle is a little bit bent. You don't feel that when you're riding it. I don't know how fast I was going, but it was faster than I was comfortable with. Especially with the level of brakes this thing doesn't have. So you don't have to go crazy. I got this engine It was on a snowblower that I paid 20 bucks for. So let's see. Go-kart plus engine plus clutch plus a junk drawer. I got about 140 bucks into this whole deal, and I can probably do some damage with it. Just goes to show you, you don't have to blow the budget to have a little fun. And that was my goal here, so hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks again. I'm gonna say it every time because I really mean it. Hit subscribe, stick around for more. Trying to do a little bit more action-y type stuff. We'll see. Trying to make it interesting. See you next time.